Every time I open LinkedIn these days, someone's declaring the death of software development at the hands of AI, and yet companies still struggling to find enough developers. So after 25 years in the trenches, I'm here to tell you why AI isn't replacing developers. It's supercharging them. NVIDIA CEO might think that nobody has to learn to program anymore, but that's as ridiculous as saying nobody needs to learn how to drive because we have GPS and self-driving cars, right? So the reality is software development jobs are about to explode, and today I'm going to show you exactly why. Let's dive into this. Welcome to Startup Hack. I'm Spencer, and here at Startup Hack, we train software developers in our licensed coding boot camps and build custom software solutions for companies. With a decade of executive leadership as a fractional CTO and 25 years in software development, I've mastered transforming tech teams and products. All right, look, I get it. AI code tools are super impressive. They're spitting out pretty good code snippets and helping with routine tasks. But thinking they'll replace actual software developers, that's like thinking autopilot will replace pilots. The truth is every major technology advance in history has created more jobs, not fewer. And I'm betting big that software development is heading for a massive expansion, not a contraction. So we've been hearing that coding would disappear since I started programming in the 90s. And from low code to no code to, 4GLs to EJBs to Ruby on everything, right? Like each new revolution promises to eliminate coding. Yet the demand for developers only grew more intense with each wave. As one commenter brilliantly put it, I've been hearing coding would go away every few years since doing college in the 90s. I'll take whatever productivity gains AI can give me, but this time, as in the past, I'm not falling for the hype. So professors at University of Buffalo point out that we've seen this movie before. What happens is we just get higher level abstractions and the demand increases. The reality is that each new technology layer creates entirely new possibilities that weren't economically viable before. Just like the introduction of compilers didn't eliminate assembly programmers, it created an explosion of new software categories that dwarfed what came before. Now, I've been hearing this on my channel for the last few days that I totally don't get it and I don't understand AI and I don't know what's coming, but look, the proof is in the pudding right now, and the AI models that are coming out are actually getting worse. Recent Microsoft research shows that even the most advanced AI models still struggle with basic debugging tasks that wouldn't trip up a mid-level developer. In one hilarious example, ChatGPT couldn't even generate a correct list of numbers from 1 to 20. It confidently skipped 14 and then insisted the number was there. When AI makes mistakes, they're often bizarre ones that humans would never make, like inventing function names that don't exist or solving completely different problems than what was asked. This hallucination problem becomes exponentially worse in complex, interconnected systems where context matters more than individual code snippets. So AI's inability to fully understand the complex interplay between different components means human remain essential for system thinking. Now, after 25 years in building software, I've learned that writing code is maybe 20% of development. The other 80% is understanding what to build in the first place. Now, AI isn't replacing developers. It's making each developer vastly more productive, which historically leads to more demand, not less. So look at history. When productivity tools made manufacturing workers more efficient, we didn't see fewer manufacturing jobs. We saw an explosion in the variety and quality of goods that we could produce. The same pattern played out with word processing, spreadsheets, and CAD software. They didn't eliminate jobs. They multiplied what each person could accomplish. So when developers can build something 50 to 75% faster, companies don't decide to build fewer features. They expand their ambitions and tackle problems that were previously too expensive. Every development team I've ever worked with has a backlog of features they'd love to implement if they just had the resources. Now, AI is finally going to give us some tools to help us be a lot more efficient, and that's what we want. We're going to lower the bar while raising the potential. That is what AI is bringing to software development. It's not getting rid of the developers. A recent TechCrunch article highlighted a Microsoft study showing that even the most advanced AI models like Claude 3.7 and ChatGPT 4 completely failed at debugging software. When equipped with all the necessary debugging tools, these AI systems rarely completed more than half the common debugging tasks successfully. So in my 25 years of writing code, I've spent far more time debugging than writing new features. It's where the real expertise of a developer shines. Companies that rush to replace developers with AI tools are discovering they need even more human expertise to debug the AI-generated code. Now, if your company has systems that aren't connected, reach out to us because here at Startup Hack, our specialty is connecting systems to help your company work like a well-oiled machine. We can also help you implement AI agents intelligently with engineers who know how to do it and then can debug it when there are problems that will arise, because there always is, right? Because systems change. Now, AI can generate individual components surprisingly well, but it struggles with understanding how everything fits together in complex systems. Integration issues between systems have always been the biggest headaches in development, requiring deep system thinking, not just little coding bits. A recent professor argues that AI is software and, quote, one day it will start producing software, right? Making this an excellent time to dive into computer science and coding. The rise of microservices and distributed systems mean that today's applications are more integrated and decentralized and complex than ever before. Having built enterprise systems for a long time, I can tell you that the hardest problems aren't writing individual services. It's not writing an API. It's making them work together. Companies need developers who understand not just the code, but the architecture, the data flow, as well as and the security boundaries, as well as the business domains. Now, I want to read you some of the comments from one of these. So what I do as a college freshman in 2025. So this isn't like an old article, right? But he goes on to say that like some are spooked by LLMs, and Jensen Huang, who says nobody has to learn to code. This guy agrees with me. I agree with him. That's why I'm using his article. And I'm going to put this article down below. But look, AI is not a substitute for mastery, right? It's a good, helpful tool to help you with things. And he says, look, stay in college. He says, be a Jeep, be a Jeep or a Ferrari, not a Corolla. Play the long game. But what I really liked about this was like the comments here. He says, great insight as a dad of a freshman student. He was apprehensive, but he's going to like connect with him. This guy here also says, I've been hearing coding would go away for every few years since college in the 90s. 4GLs, EJBs, and software components, San Francisco framework, ROR, commoditization. Like he goes through a lot of these. Low code, LLMs. Productivity increases greatly over the years, and I'll take whatever productivity gains AI can give me. But this time, as in the past, I'm not falling for the hype. Influencer scales from the bottom, right? So this is the whole point, is like it's influencers, right? So this is what's really funny, is that people who know actually know. I want to read you this other comic that he had here, because I thought this was really interesting. So a product guy comes along. Obviously, you've got the nerdy software developer here, right? He's the one with the laptop here, the one doing the work, right? Just kidding. So some days we won't even need coders anymore. We'll be able to just write write specifications. The program will write itself. He says, oh, wow, we'll be able to write a comprehensive and precise spec, and bam, we won't even need programs anymore. He says, and do you know what the industry term for a project specification is? That comprehensive and precise enough to generate a program? No, code. It's called code. Now, the funniest thing about this isn't even the comic strip. It's the fact that it's from 2016. This tells you how long this argument's been going around. This is not new, folks. I know there's some new impressive tools. I get it. I'm excited by AI as well, but it's not going to go away. Some C-level executives might fantasize about replacing expensive development teams with AI, and that's why they always go to development. It's because most people don't understand it, and they're tired of paying for it. But they're learning a painful lesson about false economies. A Medium article, AI Can't Debug, describes organizations that cut developer headcount only to face skyrocketing technical debt and system instabilities. This is happening all over the place. C-level executives are listening to the hype, and then they're cutting down their dev teams, and problems are happening. AI tools excel at generating boilerplate and routine code, but struggle with high-value creative work. Companies that invest in AI augmented development rather than AI replacement are seeing exponential gains. The most successful organizations are having AI handle the tedious 20% of development work, freeing up humans for the creative 80% part. So I've never seen a technology that makes human developers more valuable, not less. Now, skills make developers valuable are evolving, and they're shifting from rote memorization of syntax towards higher-level system thinking. Future-proof developers aren't the ones who can write perfect code from memory. They're the ones who can effectively collaborate with AI tools. So we want to learn to effectively prompt, guide, and verify AI-generated code, but it's got to be verified. Just the same way that you wouldn't trust a junior developer to come in and write a bunch of code and not have it be checked and just go straight to production, you're not going to trust AI to do the same thing either. So computer science fundamentals are becoming more important, not less, because AI can't think abstractly or debug effectively. The developers on my team who've mastered this human AI collaboration are delivering results that would have seemed impossible just a year ago. So it's a tremendous opportunity for developers who want to adapt their workflows and who wants to learn quickly. It's never been a better time to learn new things either. You can put things into AI and collaborate with it. I tell my developers all the time, use AI as a consultant, not as a crutch. So as AI tools make development more accessible, we're seeing a Cambrian explosion of new software possibilities. Industries that previously couldn't afford custom software development can now build specialized tools, creating entirely new market categories. The democratization of software creation isn't eliminating jobs. It multiplies them by bringing software development to previously untapped markets. Now, if your company has systems that aren't connected, or you're interested in building out some AI agents for your system by engineers who know what they're doing, not vibe coders, check us out at startuphack.com/Spencer because we'd love to help you out. Now, historical patterns show that when technology becomes more accessible, we don't see fewer practitioners. We see an explosion of new applications. Just as desktop publishing didn't eliminate designers, but created millions of new design jobs, AI-assisted development is opening vast new frontiers. Now, AI development tools are showing impressive progress, but they're also facing the law of diminishing returns. Even as we grow from 40 to 50% capabilities in AI coding, we'll see diminishing returns after 50% with prohibitive costs. The final 20 to 30% of capability that requires true understanding may prove to be an insurmountable barrier without actual intelligence. Now, there's a lot of those who agree that the problems are inherently AI complete, right? Requiring true intelligence and expertise that current approaches can't provide. So in a complex system, the difference between code that works 95% of the time and code that works 99.9% of the time is often months of human expertise. The reality is that real-world software requires far more reliability than AI can currently provide for critical systems. You know that whole thing about like 6 nines and 5 nines, right? Engineering standards? Yeah. That's the principles that software engineering has been built on, and AI is nowhere near that. So in the post that I was reading from earlier, Professor Demirbas emphatically states, do computer science? Absolutely, still would. He argues that being supported by AI tools is not a substitute for mastery. You need to build those fundamental skills. Now, the enduring advantage humans have over AI is their ability to understand what users actually need, not just what they say. Henry Ford used to say that if he asked his users what they wanted, they would have said a faster horse. Steve Jobs used to be infamous for when he brought the iPhone and the iPad out and brought these inventions, he didn't do user groups because he said he knew better what they needed. He said that what they would ask for was a phone with a stylus, right? And then they came out with the iPhone. Great software development has always been more about problem solving than typing code, a fundamental human creative process. So after 25 years building software for clients, I've learned that the most valuable skills in translating vague human wishes into specific technical requirements. The requirements gathering and problem definition stage remains almost entirely human and represents the highest value work in software development. So despite all the hype about AI replacing developers, look at what's actually happening at major tech companies. They're still hiring. Microsoft, Google, Amazon, and countless startups continue to aggressively recruit the good software developers despite having access to the most advanced AI tools. As one industry executive noted, the notion there will be fewer software engineers in the future is laughable. The reality is that software eating the world means more code, more systems, and more developers, not fewer. After witnessing every paradigm shift in software development for over a quarter of a decade or a quarter of a century, I can tell you with confidence, AI is another tool in our toolkit, not a replacement. I tell my developers on my teams all the time, AI is not going to replace you, but a developer who knows how to use it might. The demand for skilled, adaptable software developers has never been higher, and it's only going to go up from here. Now, what are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you disagree? I love to have a great discussion. I've been being told for the last few weeks as I've been talking about this how much I don't understand AI. Right? So make sure you leave a comment down below. And if you would like some help getting some AI agents built by some amazing engineers, check out startuphack.com/Spencer because we'd love to help you with your company. And here's some more information about our services.
Hi, my name is Spencer Thomason, and I'm a fractional CTO. With over a decade of executive leadership and a solid 25 years in software development, I've mastered the art of transforming technology teams and products. So what is a fractional CTO? This is where you can contract someone like myself to come into your organization and get the benefits of a seasoned CTO without having to employ me full time. In today's fast-paced world, efficiency, security, and product scaling aren't just goals, they're necessities. My passion is building impactful products and enhancing organizational efficiencies through technology. From startups to small businesses, my approach leverages lean methodologies to not just meet but exceed your strategic goals. Whether it's through executive mentoring, cloud system architecture, or launching a minimum viable product swiftly, my aim is to make a significant impact right from the start. Recognized in the Arizona startup ecosystem, my journey has been about creating value and fostering innovation. I have led technology for companies like GoDaddy, SRP, and Wells Fargo and turned challenges into milestones. I've taken this learning and launched 7 of my own brands, and now I want to help you. So if you're looking for a fractional CTO who brings a wealth of experience, strategic vision, and a proven track record, let's connect. Together we can build technology that not only drives your business forward, but also makes a difference. Technology leadership redefined to fit your needs. So reach out today.